I think it's a good time just to be an actor in Hollywood because there are so many, platforms, not just for Black actors, for all actors. I do find that at this point in time, there are more opportunities for Black actors in lead roles, in significant roles.
So I don't like to start podcasts this way with guest Morris, but I got a bone to pick with you already.
Okay. Well, before you,
right.
Okay, go ahead, because I'm gonna say something. Go ahead.
All right. Well, see, no, because if you pay me some kind of compliment, I'm gonna feel bad. So I'm gonna pick my bone with you.
Pick
first.
your bone. Okay, pick your bone.
So I saw you did a recent interview with my man Shannon Sharp on Club
Right.
Shay.
Right. Uh-huh.
And you said that you had a sitcom idea for him that you wanted to talk to him about.
Right.
And I was like, if this does not somehow involve a female sports figure, I'm gonna have to fight more Chestnut when I see him next. I was like, so the athlete, like, can us women get involved? Like, what can
Right. Well, I would listen. Rumor has it on the street that you're producing so many television shows. I thought that if you know what I'm saying, if you were doing something like, you would have put yourself in one. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think you had.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Have I what?
Yeah. Have you acted before?
Only I played myself, which I play quite well.
Okay, you do that well.
Yeah,
and
I do that well.
What I was going to say, and this is very sincere, is that I know you're on to bigger and better things, and you're looking you're looking through the front mirror, you're not looking in the rear view, but I miss you on ESPN.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. That makes one of us. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I mean, it is a different phase for my career, not being as heavily involved in sports, but being involved in a different way. But I know what a big sports fan you are, a big sports fan that you are. So don't think I'm going to let you escape this conversation without asking you about your Eagles. All right? So,
right.
So I'm going to get to it.
Okay, so before you do that, let me check and see, did Michigan State make the playoff? Okay, no, go ahead. What's your question?
See, you play. You know what? You play too much.
That was an accident. It was an accident.
You played too much. It was not a good college football season for us. However, we did beat our rival. We beat Michigan, which is, a big, significant piece that matters. Basketball,
that's true, because who hasn't?
A little bit.
That's true, because who hasn't beat Michigan?
Yeah, a lot of people have. Struggling a little bit in college basketball, for sure. I'm from Detroit, so the Pistons aren't really worth us talking about. I know you're a Laker fan. Okay.
I'm a Laker fan. Yep.
Yeah.
I can say this, though. And we can talk about the Eagles for sure. Since we've won the Super Bowl, and I say we because I'm a part of the team,
of course.
I'm there at the facility, I'm putting in the hours on the field, so I'm a part of the team, right? So since we've won the Super Bowl, I feel like we've lost focus. You know what I mean? We've lost a little focus, and it's just been taking a little time for us to get right back on track. So I think this offseason, with everything that's happened this past season, we're going to get right back on track.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to get your take, which I will soon, about Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz.
Okay. Yeah, I have one of those too. Yeah.
I know you do. But first, let me get your take on Spell, which is a movie that you're producing with starring Omari Hardwick. Yeah, Viola Davis in this. And I love this description I read of Spell, which was, if Misery and Serpent and the Rainbow had a baby. I was like, I need to know more. I saw the trailer for it, and it looked really interesting. And I was like, man, I got to bookmark that, put that on the list. But what can you tell me about Spell?
I like Serpent and the Rainbow, but it's more, when we came up with the concept, it was more of a Misery meets Rosemary's Baby. And it was one of those concepts. There was a producer that I worked with before. He gave me a script. I didn't like the script that he gave me. It wasn't this. It was something completely different. And so I passed on it, and he asked my manager, he says, well, listen, I want to work with Morris. So what does he want to do? And so my manager and I had already been talking about this concept, and we felt that there was a market for it. And so we met with the producer, we pitched him the concept. Then the three of us, we started interviewing writers, found a great writer in Kurt Wimmer. And literally Kurt Wimmer is just such a genius. he turned that script around in probably, I don't know, a very short period of time. And we had some notes, made some adjustments, and then we went out with it, and then we sold it.
So why not, considering how much you were involved with the concept of this, why not carve out something for yourself in this movie?
Yeah, originally that's what we were gonna do. Originally that's what we were gonna do. Then what happened was I started working. I've been doing TV for a minute now. It was about finding time in the schedule, and so I was like, listen, let's go ahead and do it. And at some point we had some differences about some of the stuff that I wanted in there, and they didn't really want it in there, and so that kind of came to a head as well. And but we said, listen, let's just keep it moving. Get somebody else. Luckily, we got Amari, and it is what it is. And right now, I think we're going to be well, hopefully, fingers crossed, but we're going to be pitching a sequel to the studio.
Ooh, look at that! Already some breaking news. It seems like with Get Out and Us and other things that Hollywood discovered that Black people can be in horror films. Who knew? And not just be the unassuming Black friend in a horror movie that gets killed first, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Even more importantly to that, Hollywood found out that Black people can survive in a horror film,
right?
and it still be
we
successful.
Can make it past the credits.
Exactly.
So with that in mind, is that maybe something that also attracted you to doing something like this, is because there does seem to be an opened up genre where we are being more included?
It was, I do think that Jordan Peele paved the way, for that type of, acceptance, so to speak, because I don't think prior to that, they really, Hollywood really saw certain people in those types of genres that could be successful. And so, yeah, he's definitely opened up the pathway. And I think that, as a matter of fact, we have 2 other films in development in that same genre that, I think people have been pretty receptive to. So we're pretty excited about that.
There has been this idea that right now is a really good time to be a Black actor in Hollywood because, there's more platforms, there's a thirst for content. As somebody who has seen the ebb and flow of Hollywood over some years now, given the length of your career, do you find that this is a good time to be a Black actor in Hollywood? Like, is that assessment accurate?
I do. In addition to, I think it's a good time just to be an actor in Hollywood because there are so many, platforms, not just for Black actors, for all actors. I do find that at this point in time, there are more opportunities for Black actors in lead roles, in significant roles in television. One time, I never forget. Prior to me, prior to me doing Rosewood, there was Shamar Moore was a lead on television, and Anthony Anderson, and then Amari with Ghost. But prior to that, there hadn't been a Black male lead other than LL Cool J on NCIS in a long time. And so so those type of shows, Blackish, Shamar show, they kind of open up the doors as well. In addition to just the success of those types of shows, and luckily, with those shows being on the air, it showed that the audience had an appetite to watch those shows and consume those shows, and so therefore it gives a lot of people a lot of opportunities.
As somebody who spent so much time in your career being, a lead, the Black male lead, how do you think that position has kind of, evolved? Because it seemed like, especially during the 90s, and you were at the height of this, they were looking for a certain kind of thing, you helped all the chocolate brothers out there. Right? So they were looking for a certain type of thing. What do you feel like now when it comes to like a Black male lead that Hollywood is looking for?
It's crazy. I mean, I have been in Hollywood for a minute. But I recall when I started, it really was just Denzel Washington. It was Denzel Washington. He did a TV show called St. Elsewhere, and then he did like a movie of the week. And then, you know, obviously he was doing other things, Glory. And then he was like the epitome of the black male lead. And Wesley came along, and they really opened up a lot of doors. And then, you know, with the success of films like New Jack City, Boys in the Hood, Menace Society, there are films that came along that were successful with black leads that allowed for people to take notice. And there was an interesting part. There was an interesting time, especially in the 90s, where to be a black, they would give maybe a musician or a rapper an opportunity other than just someone who's just acting. And then that's, you know, which I completely understood that. You know, it was tough, it was challenging at the time. You know, you're an actor trying to make it, trying to get these roles, and they give to someone, you know, who had an album. But I respected the process, and I completely understand why they did it. But now it's just a time to where we just get, you know, we have tremendous opportunities. And I think that this Hollywood is just recognizing that black leads can carry films, black leads can carry films, black people want to see and consume black talent.